LTM reviews, but get you caught up on the oldest movies. So, sorry it's been a while. I've been working on some work, so I decided to watch a movie that would have me punish, or review a movie that would punish me for taking so long. And the movie that I've gotten a lot of requests to do was The Cat in the Hat. Wow. The title doesn't even sound like it's going to tend to be a good movie. Let's talk about this movie. So, The Cat in the Hat, for those who don't know, but I'll try to be nice, was based on a children's book by the legend himself, Dr. Seuss, known for his strange storytelling, his great visual art style, and his memorable characters, like the Lorax, the Grinch, and his most popular, the Cat in the Hat. So, in the movie, it's kind of like the Grinch movie in a way, where both movies do have a lot in common. The Dr. Seuss characters are played by comedians. Like the Grinch, it was Jim Carrey, and this one it's Mike Myers. And both movies add subplots and extra characters that were not from the original story, but try to tie into the story. So yeah, I know it's pretty stupid, but anyways. Let's talk a little bit about Dr. Seuss, because his history is kind of interesting before we talk about the movie. Dr. Seuss is a legend. He's the guy that made me read. He was the guy, or an author, who, as a kid growing up, for me, helped me learn how to read and helped me how to rhyme. Even if I prefer Maurice Sendak or, Jay and Jen Berenstein, like the creator of Berenstain Bears, over Dr. Seuss, I will admit that Dr. Seuss has a very unique style in terms of story, not just storytelling, but also visuals and art. Like, I can just show you a few pictures right now. Like, I can just go up somewhere in my library in my house and just show you a few pictures. And, well, sure, there were a few adaptations. Like, we did have some cartoons back in the 70s and the 60s. Most notably, the Grinch animated short from Chuck Jones, creator of the Bugs Bunny cartoons. But not really feature films, but that is until The Grinch came out, starring Jim Carrey. Now, this is where the adaptations became less faithful to the source material by being more lighthearted and comedical, and not understanding the source material. And although they both try to do the source material, they don't really have that much of that Dr. Seuss charm. And, of course, on its own, The Grinch was a very enjoyable movie. I may review that movie sometime in the future, or sometime this Christmas. But Cat in the Hat, on the other hand, now this was the movie that Dr. Seuss, not only the critics and audiences, and even fans of the books, disliked Cat in the Hat, but also Dr. Seuss's widow, Audrey. She's Dr. Seuss's wife or widow, and she told Universal, stop making live-action movies based off my husband's work, because it's insulting. So, we kind of stopped. It's been a while since we have a live-action Dr. Seuss movie. And although they kind of came back with Horton Hears a Who and the Lorax, and even the new recent Grinch movie, but those were animated, so those don't count. But let's talk about The Cat in the Hat now. I know it's been a lot of history, but I just thought that might be pretty interesting. So, The Cat in the Hat, for the story, for those who don't know what it is, got these two kids. Forgot their names because I really don't care because they suck. So, I know they're just kids, but come on, did anyone give any of these peepsqueaks any direction at all? But anyways, Cat in the Hat comes in, makes a mess. The kids try to tell him to stop, but he wouldn't. And then sooner or later, at the end of the movie, or even at the end of the book, he does kind of makes things right, and fixes everything, and then leaves. That's what's in the book. In the movie, they try to add in like a mean villain, a babysitter, the mother dealing with her work. Too many characters that I don't even care about, which is one of the main problems with the movie. The visuals, although colorful, because let me put it this way: in the Grinch, although the sets were nice, the colors were a little washed out. But I will give it this: here, the colors are very bright and colorful, and I will admit the soundtrack was pretty catchy. So there's at least a couple things I did like in this movie. But let's get to the biggest gripe I have with the movie, and that's Mike Myers as the Cat in the Hat. Now, I know I've been giving you all too much history, but originally Mike Myers was not supposed to be the Cat in the Hat. It was originally Tim Allen that was supposed to be in it, but I think Tim Allen backed out due to Santa Claus 2 because he was too busy working on that film. So they, of course, gave Mike Myers to do the role. And I'm not going to say Mike Myers is a bad actor or comedian. I love Mike. He from Austin Powers and Shrek. He really knows how to make a lot of funny jokes and lines, but he just didn't seem the right choice for this movie. Like I said, maybe if it was like an Adam Sandler or a Jack Black or something, I think those two actors could have worked even better, but I guess that didn't seem to work here. It just doesn't work here. So let's get on to my other problem with the movie, and that's wasted potential. I mean, this could have been easy to make. Okay, yeah, it's Hollywood and we need to add things, but at least try to do what the source material is trying to do. Take all those bad characters that were not from the book, keep the visuals, find a different actor or comedian for the Cat in the Hat, and we could have gotten a decent movie. But instead, we had to live through this. I know it sounds like I'm ranting on this movie, but I'm sorry. Even when I was a child, I was not impressed with this movie, and I know for a fact, although it did modest at the box office, it didn't even land on any hits compared to The Grinch. I mean, The Grinch I may talk about The Grinch's history sometime in another review, but I'm just going to stick with Cat in the Hat. So, this movie was kind of a step back, which I've already mentioned before. So, Cat in the Hat, overall, is a waste of time, a waste of money, and even a waste of talent. Like I said, there was Alec Baldwin, Mike Myers, that kid from Santa Claus. Yeah, some wasted potential. So overall, Cat in the Hat gets a 4 out of 10. It's not the worst. It's not Master of Disguise, and I'm going to probably do another bad movie, which I don't know what it's going to be, but Cat in the Hat is not a good movie. 4 out of 10. I really got tired from watching it. So that's all for Cat in the Hat. Comment below. Let me know what movie should I do next. This is LTM signing out, and I need to go take a nap.
Mr. Mike, I'm so sorry. Did I hurt your equipment? Okay, yeah, I'm ready for another take.